Hey guys, hey, this is Robert. I'm here back home. Finally got home anyway. Been home for about 3 days. Had a great time there in Las Vegas, Heal Your Body seminar. And it was really amazing. I really like these topic style seminars because of the fact that it's direct. We're addressing one basic topic and you can actually see changes. I'm going to do this one again because I want to do it different. I had my mind on how I want to get it done, so I want to redo it again. How to heal your body. And we had some really great testimonies of people who have changed, some great demos, but I want to do more. I really like that. And one of the things that I started noticing when I'm working with people is that there is what you call the swamp water thinking. And that means, you know what swamp water is? That's the dirty thinking. It's like, you want a better life, but you're thinking swamp stuff. It's like you're thinking about, you're rehearsing what you said you didn't want, or you're imagining what you don't like, and you're thinking about what you don't want, and then of course you're not investing in yourself to get out of this dirty swamp water thinking. So that's one of the things I really notice when I'm working with individuals, whether it's physical pain or emotional trauma or fears or phobias. They just keep going back to the old cycle of thinking. Of course, the weird thing about fears is that people are afraid of something, and so what they do in their mind is they replay, rehearse, look at, imagine, and project their fears in the future, and then wonder why they keep getting it. It's because there's this powerful part of our mind is called the power to create healing, and to create and manifest. And that's by what you think and what you're focusing on and what you keep replaying inside your head. And so this is really just kind of weird thinking. But then again, the reason why we have fears, and the fears are, like most people think that fears are bad. They think fears are a curse. They think fears are horrible. But the truth is, behind all fears is what we call the backing of self-preservation or love. And that means if you have a fear of something, the whole purpose of fearing it is so that it won't happen to you again, and you're going to do everything you can to avoid it. Which, the weird thing is, if you take a fear and you add more emotions to it, more emotional juice to it, then you have a tendency to make it worse, and then all of a sudden your whole life gets worse. Because I always say fears are your great wishes, or fears are your affirmations, because when you fear something, you're watching it. Hey, thank you, BJ. And Merry Christmas to all you guys. Happy Hanukkah and all the other holidays. So fears. This is how fears work. Fears are affirmations. And matter of fact, you take any fear. You can take a fear that you don't have, and you can actually create that fear and make it really big, and to make it so big you can't even go to the bathroom. And I've seen that happen with individuals because they started using their great imagination, their swamp water thinking, and then they create more problems for themselves. So, hey, Fran. So that's just how it works. This is how the power of the unconscious mind works. Now, the problem is that since fear is a self-protective mechanism, it's going to keep you in the loop of the problem. That means you keep recycling it. And then, of course, then you find friends who have the same fear, and the next thing you know, you're going to have a big fear party, and then next thing you know, you create a hate group, and then next thing you know, you all got the same tattoo, and you're all miserable. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Sharon. This is how it works. So in order to free yourself, and I know there's a big resistance because your fear is real. Your fear has truth behind it. Your fear has all the proofs inside your head. And I remember many, many years ago, I can't even tell you, 17 years ago, I don't know. So anyway, at that time, my wife and I we was going through some tough stuff, and I started playing stuff in my head that wasn't even true. And she kept saying, "That's not me. You're making this stuff up." I said, "No, it's true. I was projecting from my own mess." And this is what people do. They project from their own mess. They spend all their time thinking about the mess, and they believe everyone else is exactly what they think. And I just uploaded a little quote, and it's basically this. What comes out of my mouth, what comes out of me is about me, my own world, my own problem. And if somebody says something about me, they don't even know me, and they're projecting on me from their own stuff. So just take ownership of what's yours and notice when it comes out of them, it's about them. Now, you can learn from other people. If they do have something wise, you can take this learnings and say, okay, what's mine, what's theirs? Is there some truth that I can learn from this? And then you can grow from that as well. So that's the key, is allow these things to grow. But do not replay over and over again. One of the biggest problems I see what people do, give me a thumbs up. That's a good idea. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. Because I'm telling you, this is a fact. What people do is they self-torment. They're guilty even when they're not guilty. They feel guilty even if they had nothing to do with it. They still feel guilty. This is a skill and a coping mechanism. And this is something you've just got to stop and start learning to take ownership. Now, we talk about this fear again. We've got to go back to the original cause. All right? So we talk about your fear. Fear has a good reason. And the reason is because you've had an experience. The experience had emotional impact. That emotional impact now becomes a value system. And now you start watching out for what happened that was bad. Then what are you going to do? Then you start looking for this bad stuff everywhere you go, and you got your radar looking for it. And so this is the key. Learn how to take ownership of your own stuff and stop the crazy emotional cycle. Now, here's the weird thing about swamp water thinking, and that is, swamp water thinking is that you've been programmed. Your parents did it. Your churches did it to you. Your brother did it to you. Your school teachers did it to you. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they programmed you to think dirty. Think that there's something wrong with you. It's your fault. You're guilty and you're broken. Which, in my personal opinion, that's all horseshit. That means you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. Even though you're hurting yourself and you're tormenting yourself and you're scaring yourself, that is a successful outcome. It's not a good one, but you are doing it. So you've got to stop doing that. So you've got to learn how to take ownership of your own personal health and well-being. And by doing that, you've got to learn to love you. Of course, one of my scriptures that I use in the Bible that is a very profound part of my thinking system is that you will love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, that's just one piece. But you've got to amp this up. It also is saying you will despise your brother, your ex-husband, at the same rate and the same level you despise yourself. You'll hate asparagus at the same rate you hate yourself. You will be angry and tormented by your president at the same rate and the same level you torment yourself. Ooh, got you on that one. Listen, guys, if you don't invest in it, you're not tormented with it. So it's what you do to you. Aren't you worth more than that? That's the real question. Aren't you worth more than that? Learn how to get clean water thinking, pure good thoughts. And that is, your value comes from you and not anyone else. When you get that one, you got it partially. Because there's another big program inside your own head. And this one is the big one. The foundation of your thinking system was laid before you. The moment you were born, they were programming you and teaching you how to be just like them. You know what I'm talking about? Your parents, your culture, your religions, your ex-husbands, your boyfriends, they all were programming you to be like them. Now, give me a thumbs up if that's true. That's true. Now, here's the biggest problem when I work with adults today, when we're dealing with pain today. In order to change the pain, in order to change the outcome, you have to change the memories and the things they said to you. The things that was said and done to you. Now, if you can change this, which is really the key to having an empowered life, a healthy body, healthy relationship with food, healthy relationship with everyone else around you, and that's by changing the programming in which you hold your parents inside your head. You hold your relationships inside your head. Everything. So this is the key. Now, of course, knowing how to change memory, this is the jackpot for your personal health and well-being. Hey, Deanna. From Australia. Hey, Daniel. So anyway, I have a question here. It says, one of the questions we have, what I do is I train in how to re-imprint memories. And basically there's 6 basic ways, there's billions of it, but there's 6 basic ways of re-imprinting memories. Oh, hey, good to see you, April. Very proud to see you there in Las Vegas as well. 6 basic ways of re-imprinting memories. And if you know how to re-imprint memories all 6 ways, what's going to happen is that you will actually rewrite your life and rewrite your story. So here's one of the questions. How do you re-imprint a memory using the first technique? Flip it. Without using some modalities, what are you aiming at, and how do you focus on how you feel about the memory? So the first one about the 6 ways of re-imprinting, we call it spontaneous re-imprinting, which means the brain will automatically re-imprint itself just because you're doing something smart. That's FasterEFT eutaptics. So what you're doing is when you're noticing, you're working on yourself and you're working on a memory and you just feel it and you notice how you're doing it in your head and you just tap, take away from the memory, and then go back and do it again over and over again. And just by doing that, just by merely tapping and identifying inside your head how you represent it, the memory will spontaneously re-imprint all by itself. Now, that's a lot different than what we did back in the old days when we used EFT. Now, EFT, we always tapped it down to 0 and we thought you were done. What unfortunately, kinesthetics, which is the feeling inside the body when you recall a memory, is only 1/5 of the way that your brain actually encodes memory. So that means you can tap down the feelings and still have the problem without a feeling. So you've got to finish it. So that's one piece you have to understand. That's the reason why we do all the other pieces of the 6 ways of re-imprinting memories. So that's very, very important. In order to change you've got to be thorough in your mind changes. And one of the biggest problems I see in the tapping world is that they're not finishing the job. They're doing it because they don't know how to finish the job. They weren't taught to do that. They weren't shown how to finish the job. And that is make sure that the memory is finalized, re-imprinted, and give you a final outcome is what you're going to have in your future. And you have to remember also, another major piece is that everything in your mind, every person, every character, every sound, every voice, every sensation inside you is yourself. That means when you look inside your head and you see your father, your mother, or the little you at any age, these are all still you. Everything inside you is yourself. How you represent yourself, because your brain captured something, it encoded it, and the encoding is from your programs, not theirs. And how you represent it, how you see it, and how you feel it. Give me a thumbs up on that one, because that's worth $1 million right there. You understand this one simple concept, you can change your entire world and entire life. Simple, simple, simple. It's a simple concept, but then just knowing it is only 1/100th of the process, and that means you've got to finish rewriting the story. And this is the key. This is the evolution of personal transformation, because there's a lot of stuff out there. We talked to Daniela Schuler from the Institute talking about how memories re-imprinting and how memories, and they're trying to figure out a drug and how to inject it at the right time to actually re-imprint or to disassociate the feelings from the emotions. And we do that with FasterEFT and eutaptics. We just go in, we just do it, no drug needed. You think about it, here it is, you got this horrific PTSD memory, and the scientists are going to figure out where are the cells that the memory is encoded, and they're going to inject it at the point that you access the memory. And we know how to access and break that point or break the hypnosis of the memory by using defractionation, which tapping is one of those parts of it. So this is the amazing part. So those of you who are, 2018 is coming up. I mean, it's not very far away. And one of the smartest things you can do for 2018 for you is understand that 2018 will be the year of pulling things together, the year of creating harmony in your life, harmony in your relationships, and using your resources of your life to create a life you really want. So you need to make sure you clean up your internal resources. That means next year will be a growth and changes. It'll be really amazing. It's going to be pulling things together for you. That's just my opinion, and that's just how I see it for me. I'm just going to be pulling things together, and we're going to be moving forward. So those of you who are really serious and want to improve your health and your life, it's so amazing how simple I've made it to where you can actually rewrite your stories in your mind. You know, we worked with this young boy, he's 19 years old there in Vegas. He had a head from 0 to 10. I think it was like a 7 pain in his back. And all I did is I went back to the memories and how he hurt himself. And I think I did about 6, 8 memories that have impacted his life. And by the time we got done, I don't know how long it was, maybe 30, 40 minutes, the pain in his back has dissipated. And, you know, the deal is, too, you have to understand our value systems are created by our personal experiences growing up and even today. We're always being re-imprinted all of our lives. So might as well take control of your re-imprints. Change your life. So anyway, so we do have, and what I gave these guys, I gave them a good deal. A good deal. Come to do the online level 1 training course. Online level 1 is how to change yourself. It shows you the 6 different ways of re-imprinting your memories. It shows you how to do the art of change on yourself, how to figure out how you've successfully created your problem. And then, of course, with the eutaptics, FasterEFT trainings, it shows you how to rewrite your life and your story. Plus, we have an amazing mentorship. And if you join the level 1 online course, you get to come to the live online course, online mentorship programs. And if you sign up for the mentor program, we have all the past ones, and there's a lot of them show you how to go in and change your stuff. And what I did is in next year, the year is going to be changing what we're charging for the seminars too. So currently, what I gave these guys, I said, hey, you got a couple of days, and I'll give you the say the online course, $14.95, plus you can come to any live level 1 for $200. So those of you who haven't signed up for the course and want to come to a live level 1 right now, I'll put a link below here. Just do it. It'll change your life. It's investment in yourself. I have level 1 coming up in Oklahoma City in February, and level 1 and level 2 in March in Greece. You know, of course, as you know, Oklahoma is a healing mecca of the world. We got, I think, 9 energy vortexes. One of them's right here where I'm sitting at. I can feel it. And Oklahoma is, you know, Oklahoma means red man. That means we have a lot of Indians here, native Indians. The ground is red man, red dirt, and your life will change here in Oklahoma. And there's a lot of people who watching this who actually has experienced personal changes. Tracy is one of those, Tracy Irvine, and a lot of others. With a new training system, we're creating more changes, more fine-tuning, and making our practitioners better. So, and that's what we want. We're going to lead the world in personal changes. Hey, Stuart. So anyway, that's Robert Smith. I'm going to get off of this thing here, and I am going to go in the house. I've been fasting for 2 days, and I'm going to come off of it probably this evening. So that's going to be a nice thing to do, is come off of it and take it easy. I've got a lot of videos. I just recently uploaded a video on YouTube. Be sure to watch that. And also, make sure you sign up for the live level 1. And if anything, the home study course if you can't come. Hey, Jay, good to see you. And Margarita. So we'll talk to you later. Hey, peace out. Love yourself, like yourself, be kind to yourself. If you have a problem with someone else, realize you have the problem. You feel it, it's your problem, tap on it. Love yourself, kind. Give me a thumbs up, guys. And we'll see you in a live seminar. Talk to you later. Peace. And how do I finish? Right here.